Steve and Jill here.
Good day.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about infill lots and title insurance.
For somebody, this is a great show. For some people, other people, for the people in the car, this is when you're, if you're driving around right now because your kids need to fall asleep, this is perfect. Just be careful because you might fall asleep.
I can make it real quick if you want.
No, this is good. I know there are plenty of people who sought out this show because they're like, I need to know. Exactly.
Yeah, because they need to know. Here's the thing. So I'll get right to it. This is a condensed version in case you're putting the kids to bed.
And you don't need to listen after this.
Infill lots, by very definition, are lots that they're infill lots in a subdivision where there's already houses or structures and some stuff going on there already. Chances are the utilities are available or close, and it's financially advantageous for a builder to buy a lot from you and build a house on it or whatever they're going to build. Mm-hmm. So you need title insurance. You can't buy and should never buy, in my opinion, infill lots that are with the intent of reselling them to somebody who's going to improve the property without title insurance. And so that could be the whole show there. This came up. You'll see it in the question here in a second when Jill reads it. And we'll talk about it a little bit further.
Great.
So before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Joe S. wrote, I've done some reading online, and I know online and somewhat know the difference between title insurance and title opinion. I'm wondering what other investors are using. Do you use an insurance after a certain dollar threshold has been met? Basically, I'm purchasing lots anywhere from $7,000 to $20,000. A local attorney recommended using a title opinion on cash deals. Anyone have advice from personal experience? If not, what's your business's policies for closing with title and escrow? Thanks, guys. This is very smart.
It's a great question.
I like it.
I haven't had this question in years and years. And there's a reason for that because I think a title opinion is silly.
I agree.
I don't think it's silly. I think in certain cases, you could order a title plant, form your own opinion, because I have Jill and she has a title opinion on every deal before it ever goes to get title insurance. So I'll explain what the difference is here in a second. If you go on to landinvestors.com and look this up, look up keyword title opinion. I have a link posted there in my response to this where somebody on the internet gives a brilliant description of exactly the differences between these two, almost without her opinion. So we're packed full of opinions on this show. If you just want the facts, go check that out. A title opinion is a lawyer, typically who charges a lot per hour, probably $500, which really concerns me about this because I think this lawyer is selling their services to our member here. They go and look at what's on the deed. Oh, John Smith is on the deed. Then they pull the vesting deed, which is a deed before this one. Mm-hmm. John Smith owns the property there. He's owned it since 1958. Okay, that's good. My title opinion, this is the lawyer speaking to himself in the mirror. My title opinion of this is very, very good.
You're good
Here's
to go.
a $500 bill, please.
Yeah.
That's a title opinion. It's a lawyer's opinion of the condition of the title. So for commercial properties and stuff, it gets way more complicated than that. What a title agent or a title policy, they order sometimes, depending on the state, a title abstract, but they get a title plant and it looks back further than that and it looks at more things than that. And then once more, I'm not a big title insurance advocate, by the way.
Correct.
Once more, if it meets their criteria, they write an insurance policy on it, just the way the same thing on your car or your house. And if something goes wrong within the stipulations of what they said there, they're going to insure you against that. Is it really valid? Not that much. But I'll tell you what the big difference is.
Which one valid?
Title insurance.
Okay,
there's a lot of exceptions.
I was going to add to that too.
But I'll tell you what the deal is with the title insurance. And this is not in the article's opinion. This is our opinion. It's what I said earlier. If you're going to sell this property to somebody who's going to use it, like a homeowner or a home builder or anything that has to do with potential lending scenario, because lenders demand a title insurance policy for whatever reason. We could debate that all day why they do, but they do. Right. And so we've gotten it to the point, rather than spend academic time figuring this out, we've gotten it to the point where we're paying $400 and $500 for a full-blown title escrow insurance situation in Arizona right now. So we'd be better off to align yourself with title insurance people and escrow people where you're buying real estate, get a good rate from them, and then do what Jill does, which is a dual close. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I was going to go back to a couple things from the beginning. Okay.
Sure.
So a title opinion, you can do your own opinion, like Stephen said. It's like, it's really nothing you can take to the bank or is really going to hold up in court. And I'm sure this attorney will have all that written in there, like, this is just an opinion, like a broker's opinion, what I think the property's worth. You can't quote me on that, but here's what I think it's going to sell for based on these factors. So, and I'm sure the attorney will state where he looked and what he looked at and the documents that he pulled. Traditionally, title insurance, good ones, they go a little bit further, and they usually go 35, 40 years back, depending on the company, depending on the state. They have their own protocol as what they'll do, and they'll dig up everything they can on the property. They will probably look for liens and things like that. So they go a little bit further traditionally, and that's why they're going to go and they're going to issue an insurance policy. But again, you have to read the fine print. It's still against everything that they found. If you really look at title insurance policies, it's so funny. They say, if I didn't find it, we can't insure against it. And I always go, wait a minute.
That's always cracked me up.
I know, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why am I paying you? But it is what it is, and we don't need to debate this now, because we could talk about this for a very long time. Anyway, so that's the difference. And like Stephen said, it's just a blanket, feel good, extra step that lenders request and most of the time require that you spend the extra money. It makes them feel good knowing somebody looked into the property and did the best that they could to confirm. And the only thing you're doing right now, by the way, is just confirming that the guy who's selling you the property really owns it. You're just confirming that you have all the details right and it was transferred over the years the right way. So there's no surprises that you go build a house and find out, 6 generations ago, it wasn't transferred correctly or something like that. That's what you're making sure. And they really do own it. So
yeah.
Now, when Stephen mentioned a dual escrow, what we do is to save yourself some time and some money, especially if you're an investor like we are. You're not buying this property to hang on to it for 20 years. You're buying this property to try and sell it really fast. So I go into it that way with our title companies and say, hi, I want to do, sometimes they call it a bridge policy. I might say,
hold open
policy,
lots of different words for
things like that. And I explain to them, here's the deal. I'm buying it from you. I expect to come to you, hopefully in, a week to 30 days with a buyer already. So I want to pay a little bit extra on the front end to keep this policy basically on your desk. Keep it kind of half open. They're going to issue a full policy, but keep it there on the top of their desk is how I describe it.
Yeah.
So when I come to you in 30 days with the buyer, you go, oh, hi, Jill. Here you are. You're back. You have your buyer. Great. It's already right here. There's nothing more special that I need to do because nobody owned it since the time I issued you that policy. You're the only guy right there in the middle. So now it's going to go really fast as you sell it to this person. And they like it, we like it. And then it saves so much money too. So I use this as a huge advantage for my buyer when I say, hey, by the way, and I've done this with houses. It's great. I've had buyers come to me and they're traditionally investors. And I say, not only can we close this really fast now, you've got cash, you're ready to roll. Your closing costs are going to be less than $500.
Yeah.
Because I did this hold open policy. And they're like, what? So they're saving money too.
Yeah.
And then we all win.
Yep.
Thank you.
I have nothing to add. I mean,
Thank you.
if you're going to buy property that's on the higher end and it's usable in a traditional sense, you need title insurance.
Yes. This is kind of funny. This pretty much describes the meat of the show. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. Oh, did I not say that?
It's okay.
Oh, we're in the
We were
topic.
still in the question. We're still answering
Oh
that.
my gosh.
It's okay.
Well, the question and the topic are the same.
Exactly. So what does this have to do with infill lots? So
Yeah, well, infill lots above all other land property types, in my opinion, are there with an intended use already. The use has already been assigned to the property.
Right.
If it's between two houses, there's a pretty darn good chance that it's going to be used to build a house on it.
Right.
If it's, if you're a real estate professional, you drive around, you see these industrial parks that are all developed out, and you'll see a sign that says build a suit on there, and the lot's all ready to go for some type of warehouse or whatever it's zoned for, manufacturing. Can you imagine doing a manufacturing deal without title insurance policy? The lender would just laugh.
Exactly.
In fact, what they do is go back through the chain and get one.
Exactly.
So
call me when you have it.
and there's a question coming up later this week about that.
Yeah.
So infill lots and title insurance go together.
True.
That's the whole topic.
Even if you're end buyer, I was just thinking, so like what you just said, traditionally an infill lot is going to be built on. It's like one that's just available for whatever reason. Maybe the person was hanging on to it forever, who knows, to make some money out of it. Now someone's going to build on it. That's because it's right there in the neighborhood. You're not going to put a park or something there. It's that or nothing. But once in a while you have nothing. Like you'll have people that do want to just expand their property. I remember, there's often you find people buying adjacent property or property behind their homes because they want to expand just their footprint, have their whole yard be twice that size, and just make sure no one's going to block their view. Something as simple as that. Even you just can't go into it knowing that. So we do recommend getting title insurance. That way you're covered either way. So if you sell it to the neighbor who just doesn't want to be on his view, he'll sleep that much better knowing you did the title insurance for him, and it's all included in the sale.
So if you're buying 5 acres in northern, let's say Mojave County or way north Maine, or some property that's truly rural vacant land, someone's probably going to use it to their benefit, maybe for hunting or just to say I own it, and the whole thing costs $1,000. Do you need title insurance? No,
Right.
you don't. And that's where this whole question comes from. Do I need title insurance, or do I just need an opinion, usually my own opinion, about whether this person can actually legally convey this property to me? I know it's in the father's name, but the son's got it and it's still in the father's name, but dad's supposed to sign it. Mm-hmm. That doesn't pass a legal. That's what this lawyer was talking about. That's not going to pass a title opinion. Right. And you can do that yourself.
Right. I think it's one of the things that's kind of funny that with our members, once they get into it and they see how much data that we have at our fingertips, I'm often helping out my title agent. By the time I'm opening escrow, I have the vesting deed. I've done all my homework. Here you go, here you go, here you go. And they're like, you kind of did my job for me. I'm like, I know that. But A, I want to save you time. I want to get this done faster. And B, I don't want to open escrow without knowing it because it's right at my fingertips. I have it all.
If we sent them the transfer deed and a title plan from like Data Trace,
right,
we would do like 98% of their job.
Exactly. I don't think what's so funny is I don't think that would change their procedure at all. They're most of them are kind of old school and they have a checklist. Oh boy, that's a whole nother show.
Hey, we know your time's valuable. Thanks for spending some of it with us today. Join us next time for an episode called Member Travis Jenkins tells us extremely successful Land Academy stories.
I want to say he talks about his hiring best practices, and there was something else in there.
He's scaling from. He just joined us. He's not that old of a member. He's at $150,000 net per month with 6 employees, and he's trying to scale to $1.5 million, I think, in 6 months, a month.
By the end of the year, he's saying he'll be at about $1 million a month. So yep. It was a really good show. We had a good time. And we're going to answer your questions posted on our online community found at landinvestors.com. It is free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
I didn't, I was going to that. I thought, who knew I had that much to say about title insurance?
I didn't. You just saved me, though. I was all ready to I had research pulled up.
Yeah.
And you did a better job than the research I did on Google.
Because I'm doing my own title insurance every single day.
I know you are.
I tell you, someday, if we decide to circle back around, I know we talked about it, but someday it's in the works. We'll be doing it. Wherever you're watching or wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.